Running with Maverick and Wolfman. Hey guys, we have a special anniversary episode for you.
Yeah, we do. 1 year. Yeah. So find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X. Make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notifications that we've released fantastic things like this for another year.
That's right. So, Wolfman, it's been 1 year. You look the same.
Yeah, I don't think we've changed much.
Yeah, I'm definitely taller.
For sure.
Listen, we started this venture a year ago. Two physical therapists with a running background ran together in college, and we've covered quite a lot and had a lot of guests in the last year.
Yeah.
So, just wanted to recap a little bit of that, and I wanted to say thank you to all the guests and all the listeners over the last year. We really appreciate
Yeah.
everybody coming out and showing their support and talking with us and being on the show and offering great advice to other runners and athletes. Just really appreciate everybody over the last year.
Yeah. No, it's been pretty great, and I know people have told you that they've found some of this inspiring, and I think I've found a lot of our guests inspiring for myself, which is pretty fantastic.
It is pretty fantastic. A lot of amazing stories over the last year,
Yeah.
with people running crazy amounts of mileage
Yeah.
in races and training and multiple day races like you did in the Dopey Challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have,
Definitely
would you
some
say,
things. What's that?
I was going to say, would you say you recovered from the Dopey Challenge already?
Have I recovered?
Yeah.
I would think so. It's funny because shortly after we did that, we had our one guest on that did it as well, and some of the stories he told about running multiple marathons in multiple days. I was like, well, why am I waiting another couple weeks to get back out there? I should get out there now.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you think, right? Like, wow, I didn't know I could get back out there that quickly.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. I was like, well, what am I doing?
It's funny, but you kind of design these rest times and race,
Yeah,
schedules, and you either you learned it from someone, read it in a book, or just made it up. It's one of those
right.
things.
Yeah,
But yeah, definitely
but
had some impressive guests do some unusual things. Um, how was your vacation? How was your getaway?
it was good. I ran on the beach each day I was there, which was 2 days, so that was good. Um, it was nice. It was humid, hot, but it was good. Not
All
much
things you
different
look
than
forward to.
not much different than here. Just there was a beach involved.
There was a beach. It was hot and humid and terrible.
Yeah, I still got my runs in,
That's funny.
which is good. So, yeah,
So thinking back to the beginning of this thing, right? We had a lot of guests that we talked about revisiting, having back on the show, catching up with them, finding out what they're doing, how they've been running, what races they're in. We definitely have to reconnect with multiple people this upcoming year,
yeah,
without a doubt.
absolutely. Um, I know our one Spartan guest. I think he just finished his race series, so we'll have to have him on. Um, I think did Starry do his ultra event yet?
I was just thinking about that. I believe he did. So
We'll
we're
have
gonna
to.
have to do 100
Yeah,
miles.
we
We're
got
gonna
to
have to
see
talk to
how.
him about that
Yeah,
and see what happened.
yeah,
But like I said, there's
yeah,
a lot of guests we have to have back on the show. We have to have Coach Chris, Allie. I mean, there's a lot to reconnect with.
yeah.
So it's going to be jam packed.
Another jam-packed year, a jamboree.
You're going to have a lot of busy time scheduling people.
Yeah, man. But it is funny because you tell people you have a podcast and they're like, "Really? How'd you get a podcast?" And it's like, well, my friend said, "Hey, we should do a podcast together," and I said, "Yep," and here we
I'm
are.
I'm convinced every podcast starts in a kitchen over a conversation and possibly a beverage.
Oh, it has to. It has to.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, there
But
the thing I was going to say was when we talked about that, right? When that was brought up, it was so random. It was just like, "Hey, you should have him on the podcast." And I was just like, "You want to be on the podcast?" You're like, "Yeah, absolutely." It was like one, two,
yeah,
boom, all of a sudden we have a podcast. It's
yep,
pretty
yep,
unique. But like
yeah.
I said, that's the best way to do it. So if you're thinking about starting a podcast, just do it.
Just jump in. If you haven't listened to our first one, go back to it because it's amazing how far it's come and you don't even realize it.
I have to go back and listen to it to see how bad it really was.
It's, I mean, it's pretty. It's a little rough. I mean, it's
Listen,
not
that's
bad though.
that's the
It's not
whole
bad.
thing, though. You when you first start podcasting or anything, you're just not real good at it. That's how it works, But you have to try and you have to get started. No YouTuber, no podcaster is excellent from the start. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Unless you're like someone who's a movie star that has everyone set everything up for you in a planned script, then you're acting. You're not really being legit, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm, let's get Mark Wahlberg on. See what he thinks of our
So,
production quality.
so this year, right? So we already have a couple races that we're doing this year, right? We
Yeah,
already have a zillion guests to put on the show this year. So
yeah,
what I'm thinking is one of the things that we haven't done yet, right, is that Cheesecake Mile. I mean, we have to get that done.
yeah.
And I know the Jackal's avoiding it.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, he moved all the way to Michigan to avoid it. So you know, unless he's, getting that close to Wisconsin to really practice putting down the dairy.
And just so if you're new to the show and you don't recall, or you don't recall, the Jackal is Wolfman's brother, who has
Yeah,
been challenged to compete in the Cheesecake Mile and maybe has moved because of it.
yeah, yeah. Which is what is it? It's a lap, a slice of cheesecake, a lap, a slice of cheesecake, a lap for a mile, and then who can do it faster and still hold it down, or you don't even have to hold it down. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know yet.
We got
I
another.
just don't know.
We have another year to figure it out.
All I know is the challenge has been there. I'm not sure what he's waiting for, but we're revisiting. This is it. This is the anniversary. We have
Yeah.
to talk about these things.
So we got two challenges out there. We got the challenge for the cheesecake mile to the Jackal, and we got a pull up contest challenge to Mark Wahlberg.
I'm definitely feeling more confident in your abilities to beat your brother in a cheesecake mile than Mark Wahlberg in pull-ups.
Yeah, I've been slacking
I
on
don't
the
know
pull ups
why.
lately too.
I'm a little more confident in your running and cheesecake eating abilities.
Oh, that's fun. But yeah, we've got what other races do we got? We got the 10 miler.
Got the 10 miler coming up. We're going to be talking more about that.
Yeah,
You've got the wine glass coming up. That's
right.
two, right?
Yeah,
And we're going to be adding some more to that. And we're going to be putting out some videos from those events as well. So that'll be
yeah.
good. So we're
And
going to have some changes this year.
somewhat.
We're going to have some changes this year compared to last year. So it's going to be
Oh yeah,
the show's going to be a little bit different in a good way.
in a good way. In a good way.
The Vibram Five Fingers are not going anywhere though, correct?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. They seem to be working out pretty good. So I'll keep them for a while at least.
But the super shoes have come so far. You can't even not even one race.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta train in them, and these ones I think are a little too big, so a little too sloshy. But
So so I wanted to ask you,
yeah.
what's your mileage at? Where are you at now?
Uh, where am I at, or where am I supposed to be? They're two different
Uh,
things.
probably probably where you at. Where are you at? I don't.
Um, last week didn't end up being a very good week. We had some significant weather here that really side railed some training. Um, I had to race against time to finish a house project before we went away for the weekend. So I just kind of got runs in where I could. Um, so basically, last week I salvaged what I could of the week, and this week we're kind of repeating last week. So
Okay,
um,
not a bad
yeah, I
idea.
mean, yeah, it shouldn't be anything that I've lost anything, but it was a challenging week. I would say it's probably been the most challenging week of the training cycle that's now in phase 3 of 4
Yeah,
um, that I've had that didn't include sickness. You know, sickness really can put you down, but this was just other factors you just can't control.
that's it. That's it. It's the truth, though. You really can't.
Yeah.
Um, Illness and other factors. I mean, house projects take a while too, and you
Yeah.
don't ever complete them when you think you do. When you think you're
No.
going to, it's this is an 8 hour project. Boom, 16 hours into it, you're like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's how they go. If you've ever done a house project, that's exactly how they go. But um, I had some good runs over the weekend. I got a good tempo in today, so
Nice.
hopefully we're back on track.
Yeah, you've been
How
putting up
about
some
you?
pretty good times with with those mile repeats I've been seeing, like
I've
right
been
around
happy with
six.
them. Yeah, especially given the heat. Like that's what I keep telling myself. You know, I'm not making modifications really for the heat. So um, I've been pleased with them so far. My Garmin's funny though, and uh, Jim Schools and I talk about this all the time. Garmin's too judgy, right? You go on a run, you feel great, you had great times, and your Garmin will tell you um, you suck. So Garmin's too judgy. So if you're like me and you wear a Garmin, don't
Yeah,
read too much into its um, you know,
negativity.
yeah, like, oh, that workout dropped you 4 for performance. You didn't gain anything. It's
Uh,
probably not right.
I think that's what I'm lacking. I need a Garmin to be more negative to me.
Oh, they are. Um, they're really judgy. So every time it comes up in Instagram or Facebook, I want a meme about Garmin being judgy, I send it to him.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, it, I guess for some people that would be a motivator, and for some people it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I do
So
like to see what it says, but it doesn't motivate me or not one way or the other.
yeah, see, I'd probably run harder, which is not a good thing because I already am running too hard to begin with because
Yeah,
my base isn't there. I need the base. That's where I keep lacking is just the total mileage. My runs are good, but I just can't get the total mileage in that I need to. So the Garmin would hate me. It would just give me all kinds of problems.
that's funny. That's funny. Um, yeah. What else? What else do we have in store for people? I know if you're in town and you're looking for something that is a good mix between a trail race and a cross country race, you should check out Camptown Races. They have a 5K and a 10K this year. I forget the date. The link will be below for registering, but they're offering our listeners a special discount on their entry fee. You're going to enter code MAVWOLF20 and you'll get yourself a discounted entry fee. And there's going to be some special Running with Maverick and Wolfman swag at the race for everybody to enjoy. So we have
So
some swag
where's
entering.
Camptown Races at, Wolfman?
It is in Camptown, Pennsylvania, right outside of Wyalusing, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Laceyville, Pennsylvania, which is basically you get to Tunkhannock and keep going north.
I believe that was mentioned. Those races were mentioned on the show previously by someone,
Probably.
and I don't think it was
Um,
Fools. I think it was someone else that mentioned it, if
yeah.
I'm not mistaken. But they are supposed to be good. So
Any,
yeah,
yeah, it's a fun
if
race.
you
I've done it before.
oh, so you have done it. Yeah, if you're interested in doing the Canton races, make sure to take advantage of that
Yeah,
discount.
yeah.
Um, will you be participating in that event this year?
I might. My wife and I looked at the calendar, and I don't think we have anything going on that weekend. It is a Saturday in September, I believe. Don't quote me on this. That's why I'm putting the link in the thing. I believe it's September 6th. I'm sure we'll mention it again, so I'll make sure I have the dates down. But I think it's September 6th, and I believe it's a Saturday. Um, the wife said we don't have anything that weekend, so I think I will likely be doing it. So
Nice, nice.
it's a fun one.
Yeah, like I said, I know it's been mentioned on the show before, and yeah, it sounds very interesting. So definitely take advantage of that if you're in the area.
Yeah.
Um, so speaking of schools, is he coming back on the show?
He is. I can't remember what we were waiting for the last time I talked to him, but it has something to do with whichever race he gets into after Wine Glass.
You know what I
Um,
love? I love because if
that's
I
the
ask
kicker.
you about a particular race somewhere in the U.S., you'll tell me all kinds of details about it. But if I ask you a date of what you're doing, no idea. Remember that time this happened to us? No idea.
Yeah,
But if I say, tell me about the Boston Marathon or tell me about Scranton Steamtown Marathon, you'll tell me all about it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's pretty wild, but yes, he's going to come back on the show, and he has said to me before, and somebody should go back and count this. He believes he's the most mentioned person on our show outside of you and I.
I'm going to leave that up to Jim to count.
Yeah, we'll have him count it. Count it for me, Schoolsy.
Jim,
Get
we're going
back
to
to me.
assign you with that duty.
He might be right though.
I bet he's right, but I'm not going to go back and count every time he's mentioned on the show.
But
That
no,
is
he'd
going to
be fun to have on again. We had a lot of fun guests, I thought.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I was thinking about that. Like we've had so many that the schedule is going to be kind of booked up with new guests and the old guests trying to make it
Yeah.
work, and it's going to be fun. And I'd like to have a couple people mixed together where we bring some former guests on at the same time, because some of them
Oh,
do know each other, and
that
that'd
would
be
be
pretty fun
fun.
to get back together and hear how they combine their stories together.
Yeah, and some of them have done the same races or are gonna do the same races, so that would
Right?
be fun to get the different perspectives on the
Yeah.
race.
Yeah, and I would love if your brother the Jackal would come on the show and tell us about his
I
experience
know.
in the marathon in Boston because he seems to have kind of that like love hate relationship with it, and I would
He
love to hear
really
about
does.
that because most people are just like, oh yeah, I love marathon, he's great, da, da, da. And, you know, I
Yeah.
started off kind of slow, but I keep going, I love it, and I don't think he's going to say that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he says I have the voice for this, and I say he has the face for radio.
Yeah, just keep throwing digs out. I think that'll get him on the show quicker.
Yeah, right. Oh man, but
Oh, it's funny.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm really excited about this upcoming year, though. Like I said, I think we're gonna have some amazing guests on here, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Last year was a lot of fun.
yeah,
Just figuring out how to do a podcast, how to get this stuff together has been an adventure, and I really, do appreciate everyone coming out, being on the show, and giving support and questions along the way. And if you have more questions, just let us know.
yeah.
We're trying
Send
trying
them
to
to this email.
try to answer as many as we can. Um, had some really interesting things over the last year that people have asked us to comment on. So, like I said, let us know if there's a cool race out there that you're participating in. Let us know about that. We'll try to cover it on the show, talk about it a bit. We're always looking for new races and new places to
Hmm.
visit and check out. So let us know about that as well. Um, yeah, just let us know. Send us some emails. Wolfman is always putting the link down there. So let us know.
Indeed.
And once again, thank you. Keep running,
Yes.
keep working out. You're doing a good job. Keep it up. And if you're Wolfman, keep wearing Vibram Five Fingers because your feet
Yeah.
don't know anything else.
Right. Right. And something I was gonna tell you about the latest episode we had. Um, you know, Maverick's absolutely right. You are the exception. If you're getting out there and you're doing this, you're the exception. Most people don't even finish a 5K. So if you finished a 5K, you've already done more than most people are going to do. Of that, very few people do a half marathon or a full marathon. So congrats to you if you've done that. And even less do ultras and those things. So again, congrats to you. You
Right.
are the exception.
You know,
So keep
it's
getting
it's
out there.
it's funny you bring that up because my wife has actually started running again, and she's was talking about doing a race together, and she was like, "I don't know if I can do a 5K." And I'm like, "You just did a 5K. We just ran a 5K." I
Yeah,
said it wasn't even, you didn't race it, but you ran it, so you could definitely do
yeah,
it. So, yeah, like Wolfman said, just keep up with it, and way to go if you've done anything like that in the past year. And if you haven't, and you want to, set it as a goal for this year.
yeah. Absolutely.
Christmas in July.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
All right, everybody. Have a great July 25th. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. As always, Maverick and Wolfman running out.